Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move, seconded by Ms. Gamari, that an humble address be presented to Her Honour, the Lieutenant Governor, as follows. To the Honourable Elizabeth Dowdeswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, we, Her Majesty's most dutiful and loyal subjects, the Legislative Assembly of the Province of Ontario, now assembled, beg leave to thank Your Honour for the gracious speech Your Honour has been pleased to address to us at the opening of the present session. And thank you. With that, I'll move to my remarks. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, if the page could bring the motion down here so I can read it again for members. Thank you. Good job, thank you. Mr. Downey has moved, seconded by Ms. Gamari, that a humble address be presented to Her Honour the Lieutenant Governor as follows. To the Honourable Elizabeth Dowdeswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. We, Her Majesty's most dutiful and loyal subjects, the Legislative Assembly of the Province of Ontario, now assembled, beg leave to thank Her Honour for the gracious speech Your Honour has been pleased to address to us at the opening of the present session. And I can now recognize the member for Barrie Springwater, Oro-medonte, for his remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll note that I'm splitting my time with the member from Carleton. Congratulations to you, Mr. Speaker, on your election, and it's a testament to the faith members in this House have in you and your abilities. And thank you to the constituents of Barrie Springwater, Oro-medonte for placing their confidence in me in this most recent election. Redistribution of the ridings has created this dynamic place, from the strong agricultural areas to the urban downtown of Barrie. My riding is a microcosm of Ontario. Hugged by the shores of Lake Simcoe and stretching to the best farmlands in Ontario, Barrie Springwater, Oro-medonte is steeped in history. The land is home to First Nations and Métis. History speaks of discovery of the land. I think of it more as a guided tour. The Oro African Church speaks of the history of Canada. It was built on the third line of Oro-medonte, and as the township website indicates, it was built by a community of African Canadians whose roots were uniquely anchored in the history of the United Empire Loyalists and represent the important role that black militiamen played in the defence of Upper Canada during the War of 1812, and also represents early Upper Canada land policy. My riding is home to world-class skiing and biking and hiking at Hardwood Hills, Snow Valley, Mount St. Louis, Moonstone, and Horseshoe Valley. The Trent Severn Waterway, the largest federal asset in Ontario by size and value, makes its way through my riding. It stretches from Trenton to Georgian Bay. Lake Simcoe is an important piece of that. The Trent Severn Waterway is important to me because I was the chair of the federal panel on the review of the Trent Severn Waterway that brought in the report that successive federal governments still support and follow. It was an independent panel, and we made recommendations that touched on everything from how you enjoy the water to how you preserve it. The name of the report is It's All About the Water. Fishing, swimming, boating, or just enjoying time by the water are all part of life in Barrie Springwater, Oro-medonte, but my riding's more than that. There are several areas with their own unique attributes: Elmville, Anton Mills, Minising, Shanty Bay, Oro Station, and dozens of others that I'll be reminded because I didn't mention them. They all have their unique history and character, and they need to be preserved. They need to have the tools to preserve their unique history and character. Midhurst is under tremendous growth pressure. We'll discuss that in later legislative sessions. It's also home to a rich connection with the railway. Allendale is an area within Barrie that maintains its unique character. My father drove trains for 35 years. I grew up with the railway as a touchstone for the opportunity of Ontario and Canada. The GO train is an important connector, and we must maintain and expand where we can. Barrie Springwater, Oro-medonte is host to the seat of government of Simcoe County and several tremendous employers, both private and public. We are host to the headquarters for the Simcoe County District School Board, the Simcoe-Muskoka Catholic District School Board. In the private sector, we have Napoleon or Wolf Steel. It's a jewel. If you want to buy top quality Canadian barbecues and fireplaces, they're manufactured in my riding. Barrie Welding, Sinton Transport, The Source, Horseshoe Resort. They're all large and important employers in my riding. And Burroughs Creek brings world-class entertainment and people from around the globe. You may have heard of Boots and Hearts. There are several other fantastic events. Barrie Springwater, Oro-medonte is host to a newly established Ahmadiyya Mosque, and I was honoured to ask to introduce them at the most recent Jalsa Salana. Georgian College stretches across several ridings. It's headquartered in Barrie. It maintains the #1 graduate employment rate, something I'm very proud of. We're also fortunate to have a thriving volunteer sector, whether it be Big Brothers Big Sisters, Kiwanis, Rotary, Lions Clubs, dozens of others, the Salvation Army. They help those in need, and they help the community in general. We're also supported by a great hospital, the Royal Victoria Hospital and the Cancer Centre, and the unique Gildas Club that's just nearby for those in need. The opportunities in Barrie Springwater Oro-medonte are endless, and the quality of life is second to none. I've not even mentioned the artistic and cultural communities within my riding that really bring it alive. And there are more eating establishments, I'm told, in my riding than anywhere else in Ontario. Now I'd like to turn to the throne speech. What I heard in the throne speech was a reflection of commitments that were made to the people of Ontario. They were honest, straightforward, and achievable. The people of Ontario can be trusted with their own money and to make their own decisions. Reducing taxes does not mean reducing an impact on the economy. It means the citizen will have more money in their pocket to spend how they need or want. Reducing the cost of hydro is critical to the short term, the needs of Ontarians, and the long-term sustainability of the system. Putting parents back in charge of childcare is respecting the choices of parents. We are seeing the results already. And while Ontarians are being respected, we need to do our part. A line-by-line audit will ferret out government waste. Frontline workers know they can help. We welcome them. We need them. Frontline workers know how we can improve our systems without affecting service levels. I have a track record on this issue. The Trent Severn Waterway consulted with frontline workers and thousands of others in the communities, leading to pragmatic and responsible solutions. And we will tackle the debt and deficit in a way that is reasonable and practical. We have a Premier that is focused, disciplined, and knows how to get the job done. The throne speech is a reflection of the plan for the people. It is a government for the people. The people wanted someone in their corner. They wanted politics done differently, and they wanted results. The throne speech confirmed the plan they were promised, and they voted for, is the result they will get. This is one of the reasons I entered public life, to deliver change. Leslie Frost was born in Orillia, Simcoe County, and became Premier in 1949. But back when he was in the military in 1920, he wrote a letter to his parents, and he was opining on what he should do next with his military career. He said, "There's always the question of duty. A person should take part in some public matters, either civil or military." Well, I agree with Leslie Frost. Most of us in this legislature are driven by a sense of duty to the public. I'm honoured to now be working in the Frost building. My sense of duty began early. I sat on the dais as a page in 1983, and I hope you have the same experience. Bill Davis was Premier then. It was an interesting time. It impressed on me the importance of this legislature. What I witnessed during that time was vigorous debate among the parties and within the parties, and it gave me a sense of the importance of decisions that are made in this space. I look forward to continuing that tradition of respect and difference of opinion. Having been elected twice to Municipal Council, I've been fortunate to work with municipal and provincial and federal politicians across this country for 25 years. It's humbling to sit in this chamber. My wife Jennifer, a special ed teacher, and I celebrated our 23rd wedding anniversary yesterday. It's because of her support and time, and my children, Andrew and Jane. It's also because of my law partners, now former law partners, Sherry Tanoski, Patrick Lasseline, Tim Timpano, and our associate Raquel Ness, that I could make the transition so quickly to public service. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Honourable Doug Lewis. We started a law firm together in 2001 with other partners. He's been supportive through all the years, and I believe he is the only Canadian to hold a law degree and an accounting degree, both for 50 years. It is people like these that I think of as I participate in this legislature. Small business people that turn a key in the door every day and stand last in line to get paid because they're employing other people. Individuals that contribute to their communities, and families that have to make decisions about their own priorities. But I'll also be thinking about the farmers, the stewards of the land. I worked on farms growing up, and I paid for school by farming. The agricultural sector needs our partnership. My mother was a nurse and a family counsellor. She was a family director of the York Region Abuse Program, looking out for those in need and vulnerable. Those in crisis are always in my thoughts. They may be vulnerable because of a power imbalance, bad luck, difficult choices, or a failure of the system. The vulnerable in society need a government that addresses their needs. We need to have a stable government with resources to help. We need to get at the waste to make this possible. These are all people of Ontario. I look forward to serving them as the member of Provincial Parliament for Barrie Springwater Oro-medonte. Miigwech, Merci. Thank you.